magnificent bastards. Glad you tuned in. So we are here for episode 1. It's been almost a whole year since we did the prologue, technically. I'm joined today by Han, Kotrak, Penny, and Stu, as some of the original players have sadly got scheduling conflicts and/or the big busy. So, slightly different crew than originally, but the original crew is still here, if that makes sense. We ended last time with the players going back to the inn, having bought a book in the marketplace, and having met a mysterious stranger in the inn who wished them to carry a package to the next town for him. So yeah, we're going to pick up in the morning, having, the night having happened. Icon words. So hopefully, got this all set up right. And yeah, the current players that have met each other is not Stu, but the others, however, all become clear.
Oof.
Or something. So, if I'm remembering correctly, or bullshitting accurately, Han and Kotrak, you've been told to meet him back here in the morning so he could drop off the package for you to deliver.
Yes. I think so.
Excellent. He also said he was going to pay you. So, do you guys wish to fill Penny in on what you discovered yesterday while she was sleeping off the ocean voyage and resulting, shit-facery that followed?
There are no elves in this city, as far as we know.
Yeah, it's pretty nice around here.
They are good at hiding.
Yeah, no, our entire adventure yesterday, we didn't see one. It was great.
That sounds amazing, to be honest.
And we almost started a conflict at a temple due to minor disagreements, one might say.
Cultural differences.
Yes.
So, as you are sitting at a table enjoying your morning drinks, the stranger appears near you and has with him a large crate he puts upon the table. This is approximately 3 feet long by about a foot by about 8 to 10 inches. It is a elegantly built box, and it has a large waxen seal upon the latch. The hooded stranger sees the three of you sitting there and goes, You may need someone else to accompany you. The roads are particularly dangerous of late. So I'm sure you can find somebody.
Are you calling me weak?
No, I'm saying that you may simply be overwhelmed by the bandit populations nearby, and this is a very delicate matter that should not fall into the wrong hands.
Right then.
Do you know about the key? The recipient has a copy. However, do not think to try and open it. The seal is very difficult to repair, shall we say. It would not go well for you should it have been broken before it reaches its destination.
There's no need to threaten us. Don't worry, we'll get the job done.
Don't worry, I'm not trying to threaten you, merely just saying what will be. But yes, if you can find yourself some likely traveling companion to keep you company on the road, I'm sure that won't go amiss in any way. Yes, I can leave that up to you. Obviously, you are being paid for the job. You will have to decide how you wish to employ your traveling companion, but I can very much recommend it, and who knows, they may even get a little bonus. The short delay from my colleague. Yes. So instructions as before: head up the coast north 3 or 4 miles, then at the big junction, you won't miss it. Don't worry. Head inland for about 3 or 4 leagues, and can't miss it. Smell it a mile away at least. But let's go quickly, as there's a storm brewing nearby, I gather. Have a nice day, gentlemen.
Thanks.
We'll see about that.
Low-key menace.
Well, Grug, let's see. He mentioned we might need someone else. Let's see if there's any convenient mercenaries around.
Also, as the mysterious stranger walks off, Grug just mutters to himself, "Fucking grifter."
Maybe a human. We could use one of those. I am going to look around to see if I can spot a convenient human. in proximity.
I will follow
Hey.
along.
Hey, I'm working with what I've got.
This isn't awkward at all.
So, do I see anything?
Are there any bowmen here?
Do I need to roll something? If I fail, we never get
You can
him.
try and roll charm.
Well, who am I charming?
I don't know. Anyone you can.
Well, I'm more just trying to
Charm the
spot
box.
anyone.
Also, I'm trying to work out if those are meant to be like weird faceless orcs at that right-hand table, and whether that's a shoulder that looks like it's screaming or just a pauldron.
Oh yeah.
Looks like a happy merchant in the background behind the wizard.
It does. There's so much wrong with this like bootleg art.
It's great, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
This
Like
is
the
like
weird
old
orc ladies
80s.
on the right-hand
No,
side,
this is like 70s art. It's like, oh no.
with the only bit that's in focus being the dwarf in the very center of the frame.
I'll try to make a charm check against no one in particular.
You just drunkenly converse with the peoples.
Yes. My name's
I
Grug,
mean,
Oh, that's actually pretty good
bro.
for what you have.
Yeah.
Do
So
roleplay or
perfectly
something.
Or something.
Hey, this was originally be an all dwarf party, and Stu coming in like the last half an hour as a human has kind of muddied the waters.
Oof.
oh,
Disgusting humans.
Okay, well, I'm basically just sitting in the
He
bar,
doesn't
like,
even have a beard.
like leaning against the wall at Boba Fett and Jabba's palace, just kind of like sipping on something. Just,
Your boy.
yeah.
Grug. Look, I'll handle this. Let me do the words. You, human.
Oh, hello, little fella. How you doing?
Look, I am 3 feet tall. Okay.
I can see
Give
that.
us a break.
Very good.
Now, if you're done being condescending, like those damn elves, I have a job for you.
Elves, you say?
How do
Interesting.
yeah, but speaking of which, actually, that was my first question. How do you feel about elves?
I might have seen elves from time to time.
Yes, but how do you feel about them?
I'm somewhat indifferent to them. Sometimes they're hostile, sometimes not so much. They're much like you and me in many ways, but they can be a problem sometimes, shall we say.
I don't like this guy.
He has
I'll just kind of go. Can I do anything for you, though?
Well, as long as you stop comparing me to an elf, you could be a mercenary. Convenient.
Well, conveniently for you, young fella, I am a bit out of work at the moment. I spent all... Actually, here's the thing. Do you have any oil, by any chance?
No. And
Aw,
also, I'm
pity,
35. Thank you.
Well,
very much.
go. I'll
That's
take
60.
gold in any case.
I can't believe you've done this.
Well, that's alright. I'll take gold or whatever else will do for payment. It's all the same. What's the job?
Well, something about carrying a box and not getting killed.
Seems simple enough. How many of them are there?
Well, from a rough head count, there's me. I am Holt. Here is my cousin Grug. I don't know what her name is.
Rude.
Do you even have a character name yet?
Yes.
What is it?
Penny.
That's Penny. And I think that's all of us.
Oh, jolly good,
think.
jolly good. Well, I'm ready
Nokia
to
hasn't
move.
been character either. Brilliant.
The others are slacking. All playing
I
Monster
fe-
Hunter.
I feel like I may have forgotten someone. Oh well.
Oh, that's all.
If I did, they'll show up later.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, this all sounds lovely and dandy. One thing though, do you happen to know what the pay will be?
No.
Mysterious, client, I see. Well, I've done jobs for less. Very well, I'm happy to accompany you young fellows on your little journey. I can provide a bit of reconnaissance for you, and the roads are a bit treacherous these days, so I'm sure you'll appreciate my expertise.
Excellent.
I'm ready to leave whenever you all are.
I'm not little. I'm dimensionally egalitarian.
Just remember, as long as you're with us, no elves.
Of course.
And no talk about elves too.
Absolutely.
At least not in these positive ways, dwarfizing them.
Perhaps I will tell you about these elves someday, but for now we have a journey to go on, I suppose.
Then let us head out.
Alright,
Holt walks out.
I'll down my little fancy drink and then head out.
Also, I changed my name. I'm Dime now. Thank you, Ash.
Understandable. So, you have the box. It is rather cumbersome for one of you to carry, or inconvenient for two of you to carry. The choice is yours. You have a small amount of coin and are in a bustling market town, which is also a port. So, if there's anything you wish to try and purchase before you set out, do so. However, you have been warned by several of the citizens now, in that kind of continuous way they seem to, that there is a storm a brewing.
Oh no.
Probably the elves' fault. Speaking of which, are there any of them around?
Not that you can see. Many of the townsfolk wear hats to keep the sea breeze out of their, hair and stuff.
Do we have any cloaks with us in case there is a storm a brewing, as they say?
Yeah, you have cloaks and stuff.
Do we have food?
You will have some degree of food. If you wish to get extra food, that is your decision.
We should get more food.
I mean, I can probably go hunting, but it's a bit unreliable. Is there someone that will peddle as, like, trail rations or whatever?
There are many people in the market who'll be more than happy to take your money for such things.
Oof. Okay.
How many days worth of rations do we have?
You've probably got enough to last you 2 or 3 days with what you've got, on you still, but it's nothing that's exciting.
How long's our journey?
If the weather's good, a day.
If it's bad?
2 or 3.
Maybe buy an extra day or two's worth of food.
Yeah, let's do that. Alright, I'll walk up to some place that has decent but not expensive looking rations.
Isn't this place like a seaside town?
Kind of.
Wasn't there a lighthouse?
Yeah.
The rations are going to be fish, aren't they? Oof. Or biscuit.
You can get all kinds of stuff. There's you can get like food in bulk, and you know, carry it from like seawood stuff.
Could we get some sausage rolls?
Almost certainly, yes.
Okay, Grug, let's get some sausage rolls.
We will get all the sausage rolls.
Well, in that case, let's go
would
to
hazard
wherever there's
probably
sausage
cost
rolls.
you about a gold each to get the kind of level of supplies you're talking about. Is there anything else you wish to look at before you leave?
Well, we need to buy the food, right?
Yeah, that's me. Apart from the food, is there any other supplies?
Do I have my hawk already with me, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there bird food for? Wait, no.
Yeah, you have. Your food includes stuff for your bird.
Okay, good.
It is not feeling too well, which is why you also took an extra day to recover from the sea crossing, because, you know,
Aw.
rough seas and bird.
Oof.
Rodents, also known as bird food.
Yeah, although it can be well fed, it doesn't necessarily enjoy it. To make you quite popular with the ship's captain.
I have to specify how many arrows I can carry with me. I was presuming it'd be like 50 or so. But that seemed reasonable.
Let's have a look at what it
I was
says.
thinking 100, but that seems heavy. Like 100 arrows.
Yeah.
50 seems a good balanced amount. Like,
Ranged weapons. I think bows under ranged weapons? Oh no, there we go. They're in the different tier of ranged weapons.
yeah. I think they're
Arrows, allegedly.
are a gold apiece, which seems ridiculous. But whatever, it's D&D's.
What?
I don't think that's per. Yeah, it's for 20 arrows.
Oh, okay, so it's like 2 or 3
Yeah.
gold for 20. Oh, that's pretty good then. I was gonna say,
we
those
start
would better
with
be
arrows?
some gold-tipped arrows, a gold apiece.
Yeah.
The Minecraft
This
gold
better contain
arrows.
white phosphorus.
Yeah, that's pretty
Oh,
heinous.
no. Yeah, arrows are a quiver of 20.
Okay,
You can get multiple quivers if you want to.
I'll probably just have 3 then, so I'll have 60 arrows. I don't know if I
Get
can stop.
masterwork arrows.
What? Okay.
Why?
The legendary forged arrows.
Folded 1,000 times.
Yeah. The tips have been folded 1,000,000 times in the Mount
Also,
Fuji.
If you want to spend 151 gold on 20 arrows, they'll be half the weight.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, that's such a bootleg thing.
Quenched in the blood of French traitors.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know if I have to buy arrows or if I start with them, so...
Yeah, you can start with 40 arrows.
40, that's fine, I'll do that.
Do I also start with 40?
Yeah.
Or whatever? Cool. That should probably
so
do.
I'm not going to be too, like, autistic about arrows and stuff. As long as you're not actively using more than you can, like, get
If
or
we're not on a
have.
siege, yeah. Like,
It's more thing, any, like, supplies, different equipment, fancy bullshit, anything like that.
okay. So I guess we're off to buy food primarily, anyway, so... I'm not gonna go around looking for a katana forged in Mount Fuji, so...
Yeah, that'd be rather difficult. But, yeah, so if you want to, begin upon your journey.
Okay, I guess I'll make a text document like every good D&D party does for all our shiz.
Oh, yeah.
So we have 3 days worth of food at the minute.
Yeah. You can probably stretch that out to a week if you want to, get supplies in the market, as you were saying.
Hey, Grug.
Obviously, it depends what you want to get, how you want what kind of things. Like, you know, if you want to get stuff that's dry, stuff that's, you know, just needs heating, stuff that you can just eat, you know.
What's up?
Oh, I was just gonna ask if you, I know you were looking for a notebook. Did you actually get it?
I think you found somewhere, and if not, you
Yes.
can have found somewhere.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
yes. Well, so, Grug, is there any unfinished business here?
Our business is never finished. But let us be on our way.
Okay.
Something cool like that.
I'll trust you to keep track of that.
The food. So I was gonna say we just buy dry food like hardtack for now, and we'll get fancy stuff when we get to the other place and we get paid.
Understand. So you
Cool.
have rations enough to
Cool.
get you there. And you also have this large box. Okay.
So 7 days food. Okay. Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Can I get like some kind of hunting kit in case we do need to hunt for food? Like a hunting knife and, you know, lures and bait
you
and
can
all that
probably
shit.
already have the hunting knife.
Oh hell yeah!
Lures and
Stalker
stuff
time.
is more environmentally specific, but you may be able to purchase this.
Hmm.
Depends what you want to get, I guess.
Because I know D&D has, well, or at least Pathfinder does, has a bunch of kits that come with items. I don't know if that's something I can buy. Probably not with the money I have, to be fair, because they're like expensive. Because we all
As a-
have loose change at the minute, basically. So.
Yeah, you're all poor, which is why you're, you know, taking this crate to places.
Bootleg Mountain Blades start with like no coins. Oh, it literally is Mountain Blade. We've got like a weapon, armor, and like one bit of food.
Oh hell yeah.
That's it.
Might have been from the well yesterday, but I have on my sheet that I have 5 gold, 9 silver, and 4 copper.
You did get paid.
Oh yeah, we found that on the
some-
boat.
Yeah, you also did get paid a bit of an advance by the stranger.
Now we just
Yeah.
need to find the residential coliseum to beat the shit out of a bunch of people.
Oh yeah, to get money from the tournament guy. Yeah, that was how you
Classic
made
arena
money
at
and
the
got your
beginning.
skills up. Yeah. Anyway, so I think we're good, unless there's something else we're missing.
No. So as you then begin to leave the town, you notice the wind starts to get up once you're clear of the town walls, and it's slightly slower going than anticipated.
Ooh, ominous. Ooh.
The road does lead along the. I swapped those two around for Q-roll.
Oh hell yeah, it's your boy, the nude shepherd.
He has clothing on though.
Yeah, it does look a bit like that. So, yeah, you came this way yesterday, but nothing has changed other than the sheep have all wandered further inland and all been blown. As the coast road is not too far from the cliffs, and there is a strong wind coming out of the sea. The horizon looks very unsettled. However, you're not in a rush. You don't have a deadline for this delivery. You know, you can do as you will.
I guess we just walk, because you want to get there as soon as possible, ideally.
Is there anything?
So we're not wasting food. And time is
No,
money
You
and all
said
that.
there's.
I'm
Greg, you
giving you
said your
guys
notebook
the
doesn't
illusion
have
of
anything
choice.
we need to do first, right?
You said something about a boat.
Just down the cliffs from that tower is a.
Oh yeah, we've searched that already.
Yep. It's looking slightly more worse for wear than when you came by yesterday. It's, there is very little to go of. Do you wish to just continue walking on the coast road?
Yeah, I mean, Greg said there's nothing to do here, and I
Cool.
trust Greg.
Well, the The day is long, windy, and uneventful. Now, if I can find the correct track.
Oh boy, is the day long, windy, and uneventful, guys.
Now, you notice about just after lunchtime. If I can, I've got too many fucking tabs open. Let's see if this comes in at deafeningly loud. Hey, that track doesn't work. Excellent.
Okay.
Give me just a minute then, apparently.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure the one on my server can do this, but this one can't. Sorry about this, chat. I thought I had this already.
Yeah, you can always use the
You can
bot
always
in any
go there.
case.
No, because... There we go, that'll do it. Remember when Rhythm could play really long tracks?
I didn't know that was a thing it could do.
Hopefully this isn't going to be horrendously copyrighted. We'll find out, I guess.
Oh, it works. Yeah.
About 60% volume, I think. Works
Yep.
for me. It's not quite fully obnoxious weather, but it's not pleasant outside. And the rain gets worse throughout the day until around about 6 in the evening. You come to what you assume is the crossroad, is the junction. And at the junction is a great ruined castle, at which point the weather continues to get obnoxiously worse.
We should find shelter.
Now, is this gonna fucking work?
Indeed.
So they changed all the tracks on the Roll20 like bot systems now. They've all got weird names.
Oh no.
Yeah, it does look like the ruins may still be somewhat habitable if you wish to investigate.
Like it's in the hawk. Like, see.
It's really windy. It
Oh,
may be
okay.
difficult for the hawk to fly.
Okay, how about note that then?
Or very easy for the hawk. just not in the direction you necessarily
Oh
want.
no.
Yeah. It is also very wet outside at this point, and you are beginning to get grumpily cold even for dwarves. Which means the humans are having a bad day.
I'm gonna stealth forward then, I guess, into the ruins.
Do you try and move into the castle?
Yes, and I'll roll a stealth. Whatever. Where is it? Move silently, I guess.
Yeah. There is a not particularly bramble-strewn, but imagine they're there, bramble-strewn path leading up to the castle gate. However, the gate is open and looks to have been open for quite a long time, as there is a small tree growing in the gateway.
Nice. I mean, we should just try and go in. Just be careful of loose stones.
Okay. There is a occasional hideous shrieking as the wind catches at the broken parts of the walls, but you know, it's nothing too horrendous. I
Scott,
also keep forgetting the scale of these maps. Yes.
can I use improved stone cunning to test
I
the
was-
structural integrity of the castle?
You can
What's
appraise it,
stone
yes.
cunning?
Hell yeah.
Is there anything unusual about the stonework around here?
It seems alright, is from what you can guess. I mean, it's still standing in this storm, and, you know, the trees growing in the rubble
I'll be right back.
appear to have, you know, be a good indicator that it's a fairly solid, like, you know, block of stone. It's, as you could see vaguely in the outlines in the thunder, it is a big four-towered, like, keep-type jobby.
Does it look like human architecture?
It looks distressingly human architecture.
Shoddy
Everything's
work-
slightly taller than it has any need to be.
Shoddy workmanship, all of it.
Better than those stupid wood houses that elves use.
Oof. What?
So yeah, the main approach to the castle is between two of the towers. The wall isn't very high, but it's fairly durable, and you can see a larger building inside the central courtyard. It seems to be in fairly good condition. There's even a sort of light coming from the inside, but you're not quite sure what could be causing it.
Oof. Well, by the way, I'm not sure if the ranges are scaled because each square is 5 meters or 5 feet.
Don't know why that pulled me out of the game.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that is correct.
it should be about 5 feet.
Alright.
I generally have it between 3 and 5 feet, and 5 feet's just convenient for all of the things in the player's handbook.
Oofed.
So it is pissing it down, so if you wish to go inside, I'm sure, you know, that may be convenient for you. Also,
Yeah.
that was a very well-placed ping that will make you laugh potentially later.
Okay, how far away
Well-
is the light?
It appears to be coming from the larger building.
Well.
So, it is too wet for torches, so you're having to rely on, you know, what's left of the light and any night or low light visions you have.
Okay. I guess we'll just have to inch forward then. Oof.
Korak and Penny would like to add their characters to the
Yeah, sorry, I was doing that when my, I don't know why it pulled me out of the game.
no worries.
Okay, now I can't put it down.
Oh shit.
I'm holding it. Ah, finally it's down.
Oh hell yeah, fucking SEAL Team 6 breach the door.
I gotta crawl across the grass to be more stealthy.
Yep. Breach the door.
As you step around the door, there is a conveniently well-timed flash of lightning that reveals a large courtyard.
Oh no.
We're precisely exactly-
There are so many burbs.
The birds are rather bedraggled and are kind of lurking in broken bits of rubble and masonry.
Fucking
burbs.
lurkers. Oof.
How big are these birds?
Just regular bird-sized.
Do they annoy Penny's bird?
They're kind of a mixture of sort of carrion and just kind of general long bird.
Look, Penny, bird rations.
She's like, hey,
Cannibalize for fellow birds.
there are a lot of
Just
birds eat other
the
birds.
way of the bird. Haven't you heard the word of the bird?
So there's
Oh, you're learning from me, Grug. The way of the rhyme.
there are some gates in the bases of the towers, but they are sort of, you know, fucked up looking and, you know, covered in rubble and, you know, low priority looking. Compared to the nice big door on the what appears to be the Great Hall. So some crude tarpaulins or something have been stretched out in the ward to try and, you know, provide some cover. For what you're not sure, but they appear to be placed at approximately human height.
Oof. Okay. What the hell is this?
They're like bootleg tents, basically.
Oof. I'll be like,
Anyone in them?
excuse me, gentlemen, we check this.
No, they're just sort of like the top half. It is still absolutely pissing it down outside.
So as far as we can tell, there's just tents here for no reason.
Yeah, they seem fairly new. They're not in great condition, but
Well, chaps, let's poke these tents and see what is beneath.
this penny back, or are you doing that?
I'm just shuffling her along with you guys.
Okay, so you do it.
Can I stealthily poke a tent?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try another skill roll. Oh hell yeah.
It appears to be very wet canvas stretched out to make a sort of lid, but it lacks walls or floor.
Oh, so there's nothing here, it's just like a tarpaulin roof.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna pull out my bow.
Okay.
I'll use a long sword and buckler for now. We'll draw them. Do.
We'll grab my very epic ancestral big hammer.
Shit. Oh no, there's more burbs.
Another
Try and...
bird.
The doors to the Great Hall appear to be in better condition. Seem like they've been opened recently, as there are some scuffs just visible in the ground where the rain hasn't washed away all the remains.
Oh shit.
Sometimes the sound effects are quite well timed.
Yeah. Da. Okay, chaps, do you want to do this silently or quickly?
Do you want to go in Russian? Or go in sneaky beaky like?
Basically. I'll say we go sneaky breaky. I guess I'll do another stealth roll.
Yeah. Try a stealth roll. See if you can sneak through the fire and rain. If you can.
Oh no! Oh no! I guess the door just fucking slams open.
What?
As the
I rolled a
door
1.
screams
Oh.
open.
Wait, no, I don't see that.
Same.
Oh, because they're all sent to GM for some reason.
Are they?
The skill rolls, yeah. Because these sheets are kind of gay.
I will see what I can do with that shortly. As the door screams open, you can see occasionally some of that strange sort of almost purplish orange light flickering through the windows. However, it does look like it's dry inside if you wish to enter in.
Be careful, lads. There might be rogue chandeliers around.
Okay. Do.
Dime loose changes typing.
As your eyes
Oof.
become accustomed to the slightly ethereal gloom, your vision is
Aha, I have dark vision.
Oh shit.
Aha, this is not good.
Who the fuck are these guys? Ex-military?
Oh.
Are they statues or are they people?
Do you want to roll for that?
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to see if I can.
Do I roll
Work
a
out.
spot?
But with how loudly he opened the door, I'm gonna assume that any point of being stealthy at this point is wasted. So I'm just gonna say, "Oi!"
It is strangely lacking in any response.
Are you a statue?
They seem to be statues, but they are dressed like, people.
I asked you a question. Are you a statue?
Ah, can I use improved stone cunning to determine whether or not they are in fact statues?
Oh yeah.
You may.
Hell yeah.
Does that actually require a roll, or do you just know this?
I don't know.
Also, ignore what's about to happen. I fucked up earlier.
I think it might work somewhat.
Oh.
Like I say, ignore what's about to happen. I fucked up earlier.
Okay.
Originally, I had set the room up differently and had forgotten to change it back.
Ah, Right.
Okay.
I think it's just an appraise check, bro.
Yeah. I'd say anything that you feel is appropriate, I am happy to go with.
Nine. What's the result?
Oh, okay. They appear to be statues. They're a bit strange. They're like slightly too well made, but also kind of badly made. Looks like someone put a load of effort into like a bit of it and then kind of got lazy and just kind of fucked them around.
Fucking deviant artist.
However, it is definitely drier inside and the sound of the storm is much lessened.
These look weird, Grug. Wanna break them?
Or they might be ancestral statues. It'd be disrespectful.
What kind of ancestral statues would be made this poorly?
Humans. You never know.
Do they all look the same?
Not entirely, but their clothing they're wearing is all very similar.
Okay, I'm gonna do something very disrespectful. I'm gonna take off the robe of one of them and see what lies beneath.
Takes off robe. Ooh.
Under the robes, it appears to be wearing like a very basic tunic, but it's not like you'd expect. The robes kind of were formless, they just showed the face, but underneath the tunic appears to have been stitched onto the stone. As if, it was a stone person just wearing a tunic that is set. Seems very improbable that such a thing would by your experience.
Okay, so it doesn't even look like proper clothing, it just looks like it's been kind of stitched over the stone.
Yeah.
That's creepy. I'll put the robe back on. I'll be like, cool, I've been enlightened. Okay.
There is a large fireplace that I'm totally not using a different artifact to represent in the, I guess, as you're looking at it, the south side of the room.
Oh hell yeah, Dark Souls. Let's get to the bonfire.
Which also conveniently has some dry wood stacked next to it, so you could probably light a fire if you wanted to try and stay warmer tonight. As
So
the
it's
storm
cold here,
outside is still raging. It is cold as balls. You're next to
Yeah,
the sea.
you know what? What could go wrong? We're gonna sleep next to the statue boys. They're creepy.
I don't know. Statues these creepy. I think we should figure
We could
something
smash
else
them all
out.
beforehand.
That's what I was suggesting. Just for the sake of seeing what'll happen, because they seem really suspicious to me. That one that he disrespected, I'm gonna pee on it.
Dab on the statue.
Okay.
See if this is some weird human magic.
Smells like home already.
There's even the sound effects.
Fuck's sake.
Ah, that's better. Did anything happen?
Oh, there's pee all around them.
For fuck's sake.
Oh no.
There are several other doors out of the room, but they seem less used than the main door.
Is the main door still open?
I'm assuming you would have pulled it shut behind you, so as to not have so much rain and wind coming in.
Oh,
Okay.
wasn't there a tree growing there?
That was the main gate, not the gate door to this room.
Are there any other doors and things in the keep?
There's one at each end that you assume would lead into the towers, but they don't seem to have been used in some time.
Well, chap, should we secure this place first before resting?
Exactly what I was thinking. We should search this place before we just sleep in it.
In the
Sounds
creepy
like a
room.
plan.
Sounds good.
Oh, okay.
I guess we'll move to one of the towers. Ooh. I guess the statues don't do anything.
No, they continue to be statues.
Okay.
Either they're statues or they're doing a very good job pretending to be.
Also, I'm sorry that I drew it
No.
into the map.
That's fine.
I want
Is
to
that
be my
plan?
character.
You can delete it if you want
How?
to. Go back to the clicky tool and just click on it and then delete.
Yeah, just draw a
Also
box around it, hit delete.
I can do it if required, but I'm not too bothered.
That would be good. Thank you.
So which tower do you want to look at first? I'm just going to assume it has cardinal directions.
Check out the North Tower first.
But which nerve tower?
Is this one?
Yeah, it's the northwest tower.
Go northwest to America.
It is.
Or Canada, I should say, but whatever.
The stupid elf countries.
The interior of the tower is very minimalist. It's basically just a staircase that leads up once you manage to prise the door open.
I'm
Gonna
gonna
go
switch over.
top of the tower?
Yeah,
or
speaking
just,
of which, I'm switching over to my longsword.
Oh.
My small longsword.
It's several doors leading off to different levels within the tower on the east side of it. And at the top there is a trapdoor that seems to lead onto the roof.
I will go through the trap. Oof.
It is very, very wet up here. The floor is also somewhat squishy and not reassuringly wooden.
I'll go back down.
Okay. Can I see anything cool, or is it all dark and rainy and windy and cloudy?
It is very dark and rainy at this point, but occasional flashes of lightning illuminate different bits of the castle. You can get a general idea of the shape of it, in it being a large sort of square fort buildings on three sides.
Okay, I'll hop down.
It was probably quite an imposing feature when it was built.
Can I
Yeah.
pick up one of the birds?
You can try a handle animal. But, they don't look particularly, pleased to see you.
Now that we're back in the large open area, I'm swapping
I
back
want
to
to
my
put
short
one of
bow.
them on one of the statues.
You want to
Peace
watch it?
statue.
That's a good idea. I'm up for trying
Have the
it out.
birds keep watch.
What would I have to roll for handle animal?
I think it's just handle animal.
Should be under skills.
Oh
And-
yeah, Penny doesn't have skills. Whoops.
Oh, skills to pay
Handle
the
animal
bills.
is a charisma skill.
Oh no.
Does she have some kind of weird druid ability that helps with this?
Probably. But the fact that she has her own bird might be, a positive or a negative.
Oh,
Well,
could I
we're-
put my own bird on one of the statues?
Yeah?
Then on this one, I guess.
Oh. Do you have a placeholder for your bird? Or,
No.
okay, I will use...
Use this one that I'm next to.
Oh, okay.
That's a pretty bird.
Canada Goose. An unusual bardic companion, but
Wonderful.
Wait, you're
Well, to
calling
be
me
fair,
the
geese are
unusual
more
bardic
ferocious than
companion?
hawks.
honk.
Bruh.
Brr.
Okay, I guess there's other towers to look at.
Yep.
We'll go
I
to
say
the
we
northeast.
Check them out.
Alright. There is no obvious access to this, as the doorways that could access it are very much buried in rubble.
Oh shit.
Is there anything unusual about this rubble?
No, but you can see the tower, and it looks very similar to the other one. Well, obviously you can't really see the top of it, but you can see the shape.
Okay, I'll be very, like, autistic and climb up it just to make sure.
Okay, can you do me a climb check?
Oh, hell yeah. See how this one goes. Bruh.
Despite the slippery ass stones, you do manage to climb over the wall. You realise that the roof has collapsed quite significantly, and there is at least a large patch of it that isn't roofed, and you can just walk up the tower, having initially climbed the wall.
Alright, cool. I'll hop back down then, I guess, since there's nothing up here, it's just ruined.
You see anything?
No, nothing appears to be up here, it's just all ruined and whatnot. Oh shit.
Gonna try and fill in a bit more of the map based on the vantage points. So I'm just trying to get rid of the roof. It does appear that the castle is very symmetrical.
Okay. I guess just for the sake of whatever, we'll check the other two.
Alright.
Gonna keep standing around looking.
I'd have to roll for this one.
The door appears to be locked.
Oh! Over here, chaps. We might need some of your expertise. Appears to be locked.
Anyone know how to open a lock?
Let me see the skills. Well, I was thinking you just hit it with a hammer, to be honest.
Grug
Yeah.
smash.
Open lock.
Well, if we can't do this through finesse, we'll do it the Grug way.
I mean, I can try finesse first, because I've got 2 in it, so I'll do that.
Ah.
I'll do that first of all.
Alright.
Which skill would it be?
Oh, well, no, I don't know how. So.
It would be sleight of hand, I think.
There's an open lock
Open lock,
skill,
yeah.
yeah.
Whichever is
Oh yeah.
more appropriate to your means, I guess.
Which would just be dexterity.
Yeah, it's just your dex mod. So it's just...
I'm gonna see how Grug does.
It's actually one of those trained-only skills.
Alright.
Oof,
Noted.
They have to have a point in it.
that's dumb. Okay, well.
In that case, I'm just gonna hit it with the hammer. Okay.
Just smash it.
I am
And the
watching
lock.
with my bow.
Da-da-da. Da-da-da.
Just like a sledge from Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
Alright, so make a attack against the door.
Yeet. I take it I don't have to roll to hit, seeing as it's a static object.
See if you can crit it, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Right, I want to move away first.
I am standing with my arrow and bow.
Oof, that is not a crit, I think.
You kind of smack your hammer against the door, and a kind of a wet thud. Sort of.
Oofed.
The
Can I
door seems a lot more
try and stab it?
substantial than you were expecting.
Should probably add my bonuses to this next time. Oh, why are these macros so unclear?
It's the dice on the far right.
Far right, got it. For
The character
damage.
sheets are ass, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
3.5 sheets.
Oh no, it's not.
Crispo, to answer your question, because there's birds here.
Off. Okay.
Oh.
That's a lot of damage.
You raise a
lot of
mighty
damage.
bang from the door. At which point, you hear a shout from inside.
Oi, is anyone home?
Just pretend
The
like you're
door,
not.
after a few moments, slowly starts to swing outwards.
Hold on, Grog. Remember what we discussed? I'll do the talking.
Can advise you move back slightly, because I need somewhere to put the character asset.
You hit stuff with a hammer, I'll...
Oh god. It's a fucking.
I didn't want to draw new assets, okay? I worked with what I had.
The Pepe.
What is that?
Wait, are you V Monroe?
Why are you outside my castle at this time of night?
Shiz.
Why are you making such thunderous noises against my door?
Sorry, I tripped.
Grog, I'll handle this. You're... I apologize for my
I'm gonna go
rough
get my book.
friend here. We were just looking for a place to rest the night. Are you evil by any chance?
Why would you ask this of me? It's very rude that you would barge in here like this.
Well, your castle seems a bit ruined and abandoned.
Pathetic human construction.
What are those statues?
They're a project of mine that I'm working on. Would you like to go away now, or will you willing to us to be useful and not to make too much noise, and I may let you stay the night?
Can I get the hawk off the statue?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Surprised it stayed there, to be honest.
Just like
He's a good boy.
put it here next to me, as long as it's not on a statue.
There you go.
Do I spot anything weird about this person?
Yeah.
They are, you know, somewhat, what's the word? Stereotypical looking.
Well, what stereotyped?
Yes, Gog, what stereotype?
They look somewhat vampiric.
Are you a pufter?
Excuse me, sir.
Right.
Are you a homosexual by any chance?
Grog, I said I'll handle this.
Jesus.
I see
no,
that you do not
are-
want to stay the night in the farm. Good day to you.
Are you...
Oh shit.
Hmm. Hello? You there?
Quite surprised he knows what a pufter is.
Okay.
Hello? You there?
You ruined it. Thanks.
Oh well, we'll sleep with the creepy statues.
I don't know if I want to sleep here with the creepy
I mean, we could just
Right.
carry on through the night, but.
Oi, mate! Are you a vampire? By the way, where did he
is
go?
somewhat grave-like in its quietness.
Is
He's
he
he
dead?
gone?
turned to the
here?
southwest tower,
Ah,
and the door is firmly shut behind him.
the door that just got hammered.
Yes. The door did not appear to sustain any obvious damage from this hammering.
Ah, Grug. You know what to do.
We're gonna do it again.
Do it again, for Grug.
Greg just goes
Bullying
"Oi!"
this vampire. Just like,
and gives the door another smack.
Alright.
I'll draw my bow this time because that seems more tactical. I'm already an arrow just in case, but I won't aim it, I'll just kind of hold it loose. Like.
So you're gonna strike the door once more.
Yes.
Okay.
Penny is upside down.
Gonna roll for that? Or
Yes, Why are there so many bonus options?
Oh shit!
Bruh.
He critted the door.
you strike the door upon its lock and it bursts asunder under the weight of your ancestral hammer.
Rook
Inside you
smash.
find a rather pleasantly furnished, if somewhat macabrely set up set of like basic furniture. There's a staircase leading down into the ground.
Oh, it's quite a nice lodging you've got there. It's actually quite pleasant.
You can also notice a faint mist in the air that seems somewhat unnatural to your eyes.
Oi, vampire, you in there?
Just call him Puff Darkons for now.
Can't believe my northern charms failed me this time.
The mist sort of drift out of the door now it's been opened. And behind you hear a voice saying, "How might I help you, obnoxious strangers?"
Ah,
Nothing
hello.
personal, kiddo.
You, are you a vampire?
Would you like to take an educated guess?
Alright, boys, you know what to do. I'm gonna shoot him.
Long.
Alright.
Vampire hunters, what the fuck? Okay.
Well, actually, no, before I shoot him, I'm gonna consider my options. Are you an evil
Maybe.
vampire?
Then again, killing a vampire gets you a lot of XP, so you know, at level 1.
I'm just
How
going
to
be like-
speedrun
I'm going to be ready to attack, but
Now
not
remember.
actually attack.
I feel like this might
if
just be a
he's
speed
evil.
run into
Now
the
remember,
grave.
buddies, when you get to this level of Skog's campaign, make sure you kill the V Monroe vampires. This nets you 1,000 XP.
So you wish to shoot the vampire.
No, I very explicitly said before I shoot him, I'm going to ask him if he's evil.
That is merely a point of view.
Are you an elven vampire?
How'd you feel about elves?
You ask a lot of questions for burglars.
You answer very few questions.
I could have you answer even less if you would prefer.
Are you threatening me?
No, I would not threaten you, dwarf.
Bruh.
That insinuation will go into the Book of Forges.
Hmm. I'm just gonna keep staring him down.
Is he a human by any chance, looking at him originally?
That's why I asked
Um,
if he was an elven
It's sort
vampire.
of humanoid. It's not really that easy to tell, what with the very exaggerated certain features.
Does he have knife ears? That's the key sign.
Somewhat pointed ears, but they don't look elvish by your reckon.
Ooh.
Do they look elvish by my reckoning?
Yes, because it has pointy ears.
Race war.
Are you planning on attacking us in our sleep?
Are you planning on attacking me in my sleep?
You sleep?
Are you an elf?
If I were to attack you, I would attack you like a man. I'd wake you up and challenge you.
I'd
Only
fucking
his
batter
type.
you if it's like-
Bro.
I'm just imagining this really awkward staring contest between a manlet and a vampire.
That's basically what I said I'm doing.
What is your purpose here? Let us try a different track of conversation.
Well, we were traveling down a road. Now we must sleep because it is cold.
Yes, we're looking for a place to stay.
We need a bonfire.
So it is shelter from the storm that you are one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is my
Basically.
great hall not good enough for you? I saw you down there.
Well, one of the statues smells of pee.
That is troubling.
Yeah.
It is not unheard of.
Oh shit.
Going to glance at Grug with a bit of disdain and keep going. Or not disapproval, that's the word.
Oof.
Are you sure you would wish to have this long, drawn-out argument here, or if you can be civilized and stay in my hall overnight and leave me to my sleep?
Oh, do you have
One,
tea?
leave us to ours.
Do you have to?
No,
Aw,
small human.
this
Go-
is so sad.
You got any sausage rolls? by any chance?
No. I do not need your simple human and elvish foods.
Oh.
Are you calling us elves?
I could call you anything I like. What will you do about it?
Oh
I am
shit.
trying to offer you hospitality, and yet you continue to spit upon my feet.
I have not spit on anything in this castle.
Oh, definitely not spit.
Oofed.
I'm just gonna gesture to everyone to follow me as I head down the hallway.
Okay.
There was still a tower we haven't investigated.
Wait, can I stay and talk? Aw.
The turf war, fuck's sake.
Return to its room by kind of evaporating gently.
At least you don't have to worry about that door again.
That was like a weird standoff between the two gangs on the street. Just
Can I knock on the door?
You can.
Oh god.
oh no, shit, no, Benny,
No.
no!
Time? Well,
What is it?
I'm going to be ready with my bow
What do you
again.
think of my bird?
It is a pleasant enough bird. Is that all you have summoned me for?
How long have you lived here?
I have lived here for a great many years. Why do you
That's nice. Oh, because it's a very big castle. It must get lonely.
do not worry, I have certain friends and comforts that aid me with this loneliness. And besides, I am not too far from the town should I want more particular company.
Oof.
I mean, that's nice.
Yes, once my dominion was stretched far and wide, but now for these strange folk abroad, it is best to stay more secluded. Let me work on my projects in peace without fear of being disturbed.
We're sorry then, or at least I am, for disturbing you with project.
I'm
Let's try-
sure I shall get over it. I have been patient for many years now. You'll go and get in out of the rain, little one.
You got this. I believe in you. Bye.
Bruh. Okay.
Handled that surprisingly well, all things considered.
Right.
Also, Skox, thank you for making me able to move the bird.
That's fine.
Here's the thing. Could we sleep under that, or does that not protect us from the wind?
I mean, there's like standing water on the courtyard,
Oh,
as
okay,
opposed to this
fuck
nice
that.
dry like hall next to you.
Well, I guess we'll take the slightly less shitty option and...
Well, let's check out the other tower. that
Oh
we
yeah,
can
yeah,
go
the other
to.
tower. Let's do that.
Watch as we encounter a very dumbfounded pigeon.
The tower appears to be mostly collapsed inside. The stairs have fallen into the ground floor.
Oh well.
It seems as though maintenance is not exactly the owner's priority.
Oofed.
Especially as what you were in, you can tell from the occasional flashes of lightning, used to be some kind of hall of its own, but the ceiling has long collapsed.
Oh, I guess we'll be like vagrants and just sleep in the fucking like holes. Just-
I suggest we take shifts.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll
Yeah,
totally do that.
definitely.
The
What
statues.
could have given you that idea?
Oof.
Grug shall try to gently, well, move one of the statues without making it topple.
It seems as if it is slightly bonded to the floor.
But only
Okay.
slightly.
I think those like weird things outside that have like water on them sound quite nice. We can go there. Can I just like move them up so the water goes away?
Not really.
Oh well.
They're just sort of stretched out over like bits of rubble to prevent a bit of cover, but it doesn't really help much.
So these birds have just been standing around here?
They're just huddled in various bits of like rubble and what have you. I just
There's
didn't want
nothing
to clutter the
weird
place
about 'em?
with. Other than that, they're kind of lurking in the rain. There's nothing unusual.
Is there any one in particular that just looks creepier or different from the others?
I don't know what bird you might be talking about.
I mean, there's the red one that seems to be kind of following you around a bit, but
I'm going to say, hello, little guy. Do you understand me?
kind of hops up onto a statue and looks at you quizzically.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Oh,
All right.
So, do I roll for that, or...?
Yeah.
What's that health bar at the bottom of the map? It's that boss music.
So that would, what, just be base attack bonus plus dex?
Yeah.
It would be a attack.
fucking murder crow boss.
So this button, I think.
Okay, that's my attack roll. Did I hit?
Yeah, you managed to catch the bird with an
Okay.
arrow.
I don't actually know the exact, is there any modifier for damage? No, there's no modifier for damage, so it's just 1d4.
It's a bow. As the arrow strikes the cardinal through its chest, you notice that there's a somewhat lightly eldritch glow to its blood as it seeps down over the statue.
Hmm.
I
Let me get
heard an
this.
arrow. What are you guys doing?
Oh no.
There's a suspicious
Oh,
bird
no.
here. It has a weird glowy blood.
So you shot it.
Oh shit.
You like to roll for initiative?
Duh.
Did you say roll for initiative?
Yeah.
Fuck
Is it
shit.
D10 plus Dex? Is that what it is?
D20.
D20 plus
Now,
Dex.
is this the correct dice bag of this time?
As the boss music starts playing, Penny runs away.
I told you I would be running.
Wait, were you over here when he said to roll initiative?
So just click on your token, then the initiative button.
There's an
Oh.
initiative
Initiative
button.
is your dexterity bonus plus any
I
other
just
bonuses you
kinda-
might.
Roll.
Can
Do
I
you want me to do that again that
theoretically,
way?
That's
summon
fine. I
vampire
can add
and
you
ask
in.
him for help? Do I have to participate in the battle?
You don't have to, but you have to be on the initiative queue
Oh god. Do
for
I,
interactions and.
Oh shit.
don't I have to roll something?
Wow, this initiative thing is confusing me.
D20? Right?
Yep.
Well, I typed in a roll and then he said to do
Wait,
this other
what?
thing.
It does a randomized like decimal basically.
Yeah. And if
Oh,
you
if you
have
get-
a
So if two people roll the same, it gives you a a distinct order.
Yep, and don't forget to add or subtract your dexterity modifier.
Oh, okay.
I think the initiative macro does that.
No, the initiative thing does that, yeah.
Right, Penny,
Sure,
I've
but-
given you a character sheet for your bird if you want to have a specific asset for it, rather than just my generic Canada goose.
I quite like the Canada Goose actually.
So as the strange-looking statue takes a step forwards, you have the initiative.
Hey, Penny, were you like here when he said roll initiative?
Hmm?
Were you about here when he said to roll initiative?
I'm not gonna complain at this point.
I
Okay,
yell
so
and
The
move.
two gens of the chat have, you got this, Penny, and run, Penny.
Oh no.
And now,
Also, I actually got spooked by the thing moving.
Spook.
So a statue stepped forward towards me.
oh,
Huh.
you're approaching me.
Well. Oh, right, now I. Probably like a month ago that I read how this part worked. Wait, sorry, I gotta check. Okay. This feature.
If you need a reminder on how things work, you can ask me.
Oh, that's fine. I just now am reading the exact. Okay. Oh, well, hold on. I might be able to prevent her from wanting to run away because I can use my No, I can't. I'm not. Never mind. I have to be level 3. But... No, wrong one. Yeah, I can. Okay. Because I will inspire courage.
Yeah.
Bolstering my allies, including myself, against fear and improving our combat abilities.
Okay.
So, in other words, I break into song about our bravery.
Would you care to improv this, or do you want to just roll
Sure.
the die?
Here I am with
Dude.
my ninja.
You were still
Well, you know what? I'll roll and then I'll improvise it. Okay, what's my...
Grug is really cool.
Master... No. Okay, there it is.
Sing check.
What we... Oh, that was the bot that left, wasn't it?
And that was Penny. Her Wi-Fi died.
Oh.
Oh no.
Well, anyway. Death to the birds and the statues. I have inspired courage amongst my allies.
So this is just a bonus against fear.
Well,
or
Penny's
so-
next, so I might as well continue. Death to the birds. Begone, you bird and statue.
Go on home,
Away.
British soldiers, go on home.
Go on home, statues. Go on home.
You got no
You're,
fucking homes if you
Oh,
when we're invading the castle.
For 8 seconds, we fought you without fear. We'll fight you for 8 more.
As 1/4 of our party runs away.
Oh, okay, okay, I'm being heckled. She said do a better song.
Oof. I was born in a double-in street where those royal drums did beat.
So you've you might have added a bit of inspiration, which I'll apply on my end to any of the character roles. But your voice is somewhat drowned out by the thunder booming in through the doors that are currently open due to all the people legging it.
Bird is dead. The
Penny is currently
statue is
not-
next.
Okay.
A Mr. Simon Mann.
Well, I'm going to cartwheel over here.
Statue.
Ninja roll. Whoosh. And I will
Alright.
shoot at this boy.
Okay.
I'll see if the attack macro works. And I will use my
Attack
composite.
macros are suffering. I can recommend if you want to just have like the what you need to roll and use dice.
Although
Okay.
the advantage is that it automatically rolls them as well.
Yeah, but I'm not sure which of the 3 different buttons it is. that
Oh
does them.
shit, I missed.
You did indeed miss, as the wind catches your arrow and just sort of yeets it across the room. Also, Penny is back in.
Hell yeah.
Anything else to do?
I think that's all I can do. Just
Oh.
move and shoot.
Ah, Penny. Wait, are you there? Yes.
I
Ah,
was
good.
dying.
I have inspired your courage.
Or
The statue
With-
takes a slow
with
and
the beautiful
clumsy
song.
swing at you. You manage to like evade it, but it carries momentum. You are concerned that if it did strike you, it would be grievous indeed. Like, you ever seen like the clips of like a cannon shell or something going past? Where you can tell just by the sound that it's heavy? Yeah. Grudge holder.
Get one in you. I shall hit him with the hammer.
Doesn't actually say what kind of action it takes to do inspired courage. I'm not sure if I can move.
Standard action, I think.
Yeah.
Does that mean I can move?
Yeah.
Not at this point, probably.
Okay.
I try and, continue combat momentum, so it doesn't just turn into like several hours of looking at rules. And everyone likes watching that in a game, don't they?
Yeah.
Oof.
Not talk about anyone in particular.
To answer the questions in the chat, Stu's a ranger, I'm a bard, Penny's a druid, Han's a fighter?
Crusader,
Wasn't that a subclass of fighter?
basically.
You swing your hammer a mighty blow, and it rings sort of with weird harmonics off the creature or whatever it is' side. So you hit it, but it doesn't appear to care.
Hmm.
Also, I'm glad that the piss didn't activate one of the statues.
Karak, it's your go.
Speaking of
So-
being caught with your pants down.
So, he just hit that with a really good hit with his hammer, and it did nothing.
Yep.
Hmm. So it only walked up to me on its turn.
It took a swing at you.
Oh. Did it miss?
Yeah.
I think Dime might have been onto something.
Okay, I'm not sure how that
Piss
works
on
with
him.
your system. Is there a... I'm out. Anyway, so is there like a withdraw type thing I can do to avoid an attack of opportunity?
Not really. I think you can make an attack and move. I'm not sure. As far as my, you can just withdraw, and you avoid attack of opportunity. However, if you flee, you do get an attack of opportunity.
In that case, I would like to withdraw.
You can make a standard move, basically.
You make
Okay.
a cool combat move.
And I
yeah.
And I maintain my song. Death to the statue. Run now, run.
That doesn't sound nice.
Dime.
Tactical withdrawal. Tactical withdrawal.
Could I knock on the door and ask the vampire something?
You can go over to the door and try.
Okay.
You knock the
No.
door. There is no immediate response.
Damn. Can I knock it again?
Not in the timescale.
Okay.
Each turn lasts approximately 6 seconds. And if you know someone who can answer the door in 6 seconds, then they're waiting behind the door.
I mean, he's just kind of in a tower, so.
There was a staircase that led underground.
There was?
Anyway, you can wait at the door if you want to.
Okay.
Okay. Man.
Okay. Can I make, like, use all my actions to make a single epic attack? Like a full attack, is that a thing?
What kind of attack?
Like, just with a bow.
Yeah, you can try and shoot it.
Okay, do I get any bonuses for just doing nothing?
I'll apply on my end.
Okay.
That's always the easier option.
Oh, shit. What?
Ouchie, my
A
bones!
misfire of the bow.
I'll make your bow jams.
Oh, my bow.
I was going to say your bowstring snaps as you draw attention and the rain has waterlogged it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I
To a
will need to
point where
apply
it,
more oil to the bow
doesn't.
next time.
Wait, what? Rolling a 1 breaks your weapon?
You can do.
Oh shit, I'll have to restring it later on. Well, I guess
Can
that's my...
confirm.
I
I hate
guess...
these weapons that break every 20 uses.
I guess that's my turn.
That's it. It's situational, so.
Can I just drop the bow, actually? Just the free thing?
You can. However, it's still a nice bow, so, you know, don't...
No, but I can retrieve it later.
But there's bad things here.
No, but I mean, like, so I can quick draw my other weapons backups.
Yeah?
I mean, I don't think it matters until the next turn, but whatever.
The statue takes a swing at you, Grug. What's your AC?
16.
That's unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna go see what that D12 went. That's your first clue as to what might be occurring.
The big sleep.
Should have just said dice. Never mind. There it is.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Ash is
It
like...
strikes you for a monumental 1 damage. Fucking floor dice. However, it also knocks you back a 5 foot. as it basically just pushes you in the chest. It is your go.
Being somewhat offended by this lack of, I don't know, him playing dead, I shall move up to him and hit him again. Because Grug is a stubborn
Fucking have
boy.
you, mate. I swear
And if
I'm
you've got a
gonna-
hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Okay.
Also, as a swift action, I shall activate my martial spirit, being cool and content.
Understand.
Yes. Yeet!
What the hell?
Jesus Christ,
Bruh. There's so much crit damage.
Oh, by the way, my Inspire Courage increases your attack rolls and damage by 1.
That increasing by 1 is going to make all the difference.
So is he,
I
is
think
he
so.
dead? Is he dead, Scott?
I'm just seeing if there's an appropriate little like tag to apply to the character.
Alright. Because if he's not, I'm just gonna go
you
off to live my
strike it.
life as a humble black.
You strike it in the middle of the torso, and it just turns to a rather sort of wet dust, almost kind of liquidy dust, and it just sort of pools rather messily on the floor around your feet, and is kind of unsettling.
Get this, you bastards! For the king!
Oof.
Anyway, that's it for my turn.
Oh, hell yeah.
This, however, sort of miasma still surrounds you, however.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit. I'm gonna try and sort of... Wait, so what exactly is surrounding me?
It's a sort of weird, sticky dust in the air. Kind of like very thick, localized fog.
I'm gonna go outside into the rain, hoping that it will be washed off by virtue of the shitty climate.
It doesn't really do that. It just kind of makes it thicker and grittier.
Oh, shit.
Rather unpleasant.
Good job, guys.
I'll pick up my bow and I guess I won't restring it right now because we don't know if we have time.
I'm considering the danger we're probably in. I'm continuing my courage song.
Roll me a Constitution save, Han. Yeah,
You get a
Good
plus.
thing to-
You get a +1 to that from this.
Oh hell yeah, because I'm inspired!
Yes, your courage.
Korak believes in me.
I believe in you. Oh wait, hold on. Never mind, you don't. You only get saving throw bonus against charm and fear.
Oh,
Damn. Alright, here we go.
Still, you bravely.
Damn.
With a great amount of hacking and coughing, the dust slowly settles to the floor around you, although it still looks vaguely malign.
oh shit.
It's like
I'm gonna pee on
unnatural
it.
gravel.
I'm not touching it.
You're gonna pee on the dust.
Years of chain smoking have
It's time
prepared
to
Greg
find
for this
out.
moment.
And I'll continue singing about Grug's bravery and destroying the statue.
He's releasing his mixtape.
And he shatters the statue. Oh, Grug the brave.
Also very rude, the vampire never answered the door.
That is indeed very rude.
We should probably inform him about the broken statue.
I don't think he would be appreciative of that, seeing as it's something he was working on
For many years.
for many years, indeed.
And then the brave group went to slay the evil vampire, the vampire of evil.
Could we at least
who
move the dead bird out of that
enchanted
room?
the statue, the statue, statue of evil.
Okay, we have three options. We can either continue to rest at the fire, which is probably a dumb idea at this point. We
Nobody
can
kills
run
any
away
more
and find another
birds.
place to stay. Or we can go ask the vampire what the fuck's up, man. And maybe kill him if he's a dick. But
And thus the brave heroes went to slay the
Can
vampire.
you all roll fortitude saves for me? please?
bruh.
Roll what?
Fortitude.
Fortitude. Where is that?
I like it says braces against it.
I have rolled
Oof.
Fortitude. That?
Oh Jesus.
Okay, Grug and Simon, you are feeling bitterly cold at this point and would very much wish to seek shelter.
What the hell? It's a bit
However,
chilly out here.
Dime and Holt are less bothered by the rain.
I'm just gonna cuddle my bird, to be honest.
Let's go seek shelter in this tent.
Temple. Hell yeah, we'll sleep in temple and when there's... I don't know if we can though, I asked this earlier.
The floor is wet and still somewhat gritty, a rather unpleasant way around Grug.
Can we sleep in the tower's like staircase area?
Can you put Grug in a different tower?
You reckon the northwest tower is probably the best bet, but there's not really anywhere to sit. Basically just almost a continuous staircase, apart from for
Just
some
like
small
Oh,
Yeah,
there's no
things.
like
Just
flat
don't
surface. Oh shit, we don't
No, it's basically pretty much anything made of wood has either rotted away or has collapsed.
Oof.
The roof being the exception.
What
Although-
time is it?
It's probably getting quite near to midnight by this point, with all of the happenings and the exploration you did earlier. It is basically pitch black at this point, apart from the lightning.
I was going to suggest we keep traveling, but I think we'll just end up falling over and dying, or like getting frost, a cold or something horrible.
Yeah, frostbite and other exposure conditions are very likely in this weather.
Is it possible that I can move more birds?
How so?
She has empathy, which means she can technically make like a bootleg diplomacy check with animals. Because she
Yeah.
understands them.
Yeah.
Convince them.
Shit.
Is it very wet down underneath those, like, cloth thingies?
Everything outside is saturated or is underwater by this point. Rain has been lashing down for many hours now.
I've got a bootleg idea. We could dig a foxhole and put one of the tarpaulins over it.
I'm gonna go into this corner. And Scott, could you put like birds all around me?
I'm going to summon the birds.
Yes, please.
Can you roll me a charisma check?
Oh God,
What?
charisma. So just
Oh, hell yeah.
You hear the birds shuffle a bit nearer.
nice.
I'm gonna go grab the bird that I killed.
Oh, try putting it on another statue.
Hmm.
Guess that'll go well.
It wasn't quite my plan.
Let me just give you control.
Ash says eat the birds. I was actually planning on that, like cooking the bird over the fire, so...
Yes, eat the bird with the eldritch blood.
Yeah, to see what happens, yo.
It's actually quite nice, isn't it?
Can I try and persuade?
Oh no, that's the
other
Mitch
birds
thing,
to
I'll
get
leave
closer
you.
again?
Not for a little while.
Oh.
By the way, is my arrow retrievable
Not
from in the bird?
really. It's strangely sort of dry. Like the tip of it is rusted. The feathers of the fletchings just kind of dust, and the shaft is all kind of dry and crunchy.
Well, I have replacement feathers. But no, that's fine.
Okay,
I'll just leave it.
Right.
What?
What is
Sorry,
the...
I've got
It just
replacement.
dawned on me.
Okay, what shall we do, gentlemen? Do you want to sit by the fire, or should we
Get
go
away
ask
from the bird.
Vampire what gives?
I mean, couldn't we just make a fire in the somewhat dilapidated northwestern tower and just kind of...
We can't sleep, that's the issue in there, because it's all staircase, basically.
We can't sleep comfortably.
Yeah.
You roll over in the night and fall 2 stories.
Yes. Oh shit.
I'm dying!
Or we
I
could dig
can't understand why you don't want to sleep in that nice, cozy great hall that's just full of 17 creepy statues.
Let's make that 16.
Oh shit, we're gonna kill another one.
Nah.
I don't know if we want to go vampire hunting or not. We probably can't kill.
Could we not kill the vampire?
I mean, yeah.
You know what? I actually I might be able to satiate him with a blood offering.
Oh yeah, feed them the eldritch blood. Unless they're his, like, things.
I gesture for people to follow me. Whether or not they do is up to them, but I gesture for them to follow me.
Yeah, I'm gonna start restringing my bow if I can in this wet weather. Probably not, actually, to be fair. Because they'll probably just slip off, so...
I'm gonna make sure my cloak is covering my head and torso.
I'm gonna knock on the broken door.
It's not broke.
Well, the lock is anyway. But
The
I'm gonna
open
knock on it
door.
and say, "Oi, oi, vampire! I've got you something you might like."
A peace offering after you destroyed one of his works.
Oi, you there?
Remains mostly silent. Apart from, the storm.
So he doesn't respond.
Not you saying oi, no.
Could I try?
Well, what about the whole sentence before that? About the offering. He ignored that.
Should I try?
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Something I was gonna try though is I'm gonna hold the bird like through the door, and I'm gonna kind of like when you're squeezing a towel to get the water out. I'm gonna kind of just like put some blood through it.
Okay.
Right.
Vandalize his house while you're at it.
drinking.
I'm not vandalizing. I'm giving
Do
him some
not do
blood.
that.
Don't forget to take a dump on his porch.
Just like the Prophet Muhammad's boy let his neighbour.
So you're gonna wring out the dead bird into the doorway.
Well, no. I'm gonna reach through the doorway and ring it out into his room.
Okay. As you sort of crunchily smush up the bird, it kind of feels gross, and you can feel an itch in your hand from the shards of bone.
Oof. I'll shoot you might infect yourself, man.
After a few moments, the The landowner appears.
That worked.
Ah, hey, I've got a gift for you. So
What are you doing?
I throw the
Seriously,
bird
what
in.
are you doing here now? I have
I throw-
offered you cover under my roof. I have offered you hospitality, and you spit in my face and throw a dead bird on my doorstep. What
What's
are you
up?
doing?
Well, look at this blood. It seems like the kind of thing you'd like.
That's just racist.
And
I
also,
want
your
to
statue tried to
talk.
kill me.
Right. The statue tried to kill you.
Don't play
Mhm.
dumb.
Right, the statues. The statues in the hall. They tried to kill you. Okay.
You
What's
can
the
come and
rules
see
here?
One of them is gone.
Well, this thing decided to bleed on one of the statues, and it started to try to kill us.
Wait. Say that again.
Bird, that thing on the floor. Blood out of it. On statue. Statue, attack me.
Briefly turns to mist.
Oofed.
You say briefly. What happened? Oh, he went there.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Leave.
Okay, goodbye.
Go out into the storm and die for all I care. You have made a terrible, terrible decision here tonight. Go!
Oof.
Go and take your stupid chest with you.
I hope you have a good night though. Goodbye.
As
Well.
you step through the door, Grug,
Yes.
the gate slams shut behind you,
Oh,
hurling the small tree at you in the process.
Wait, I thought the tree was. Oh, gate. Never mind. I thought he went through the door.
I moved to the side.
Right, lads. Let's assault the vampire.
No.
Well,
you're
I'm
gonna
not dying of
die.
hypothermia. Fuck.
I don't think we'll die. I mean, it's just gonna be an uncomfortable night.
Hmm. It kills pretty quickly if you're not careful. Oof.
Well, if we're gonna stay outside, we better make some good shelter.
I mean, we could just dig a foxhole. We could do that whole thing, but I don't think we have a
With
tarpaulin
some
anymore.
Decent. I mean, we have cloaks.
Yep.
I was gonna say, didn't we, adequately prepare?
Maybe.
And you could use our ropes as like
Mooses.
rope thingies. And the tree that got hurled at us as like a base where we can put the ropes over it.
Just build a
I
refugee
agree
camp
with
outside of
that.
his house.
And then demonstrate.
Hell, I say we clear off of this property
it-
and just kind of do that in the forest.
Okay. I guess the forest will be warmer, so we'll go there.
And less vampiric, hopefully.
We are a party of heroes.
Oh hell yeah.
So you wish
Plain
to
and
try
elder-
and find your way along the road.
Not really along the road, kind of just gonna go to somewhere we can set up shelter that isn't right outside this castle.
That's going to be difficult.
It
Because
is?
you're on a mostly windswept set of cliffs.
I guess we're staying here
However, the
then.
road does turn inland around the castle, so you may be able to follow it down the path. However, you are somewhat tired by this point. You'll need to make additional fortitude tests to, the, fatigue.
Well, he told us to go outside, we're outside, that's good enough.
Fortitude, right?
No, let's not bother, let's just stay here.
And a survival check may help you to navigate through the dark.
Dark vision.
Yeah.
It's not so much the dark that is the issue here, it is the lack of visibility, because there is a storm that has been blowing most of the day.
Are there any trees that we can see besides the one that got hurled at us?
Not particularly, no.
Damn.
There's like a few little ones, but there's nothing substantial. Everything here is very windswept. The best you could probably hope for is a slightly thick bush.
Well, is there a slightly thick bush?
Yeah.
There are some along the cliff tops.
Oh no.
You mean like you roll over and fall to your death cliff tops?
That's the one. You do it through a pointy bush.
What's the nearest like settlement to us? Do we know?
The nearest one to you is the town where you started, which is approximately 4 to 6 hours walk in this weather.
Okay.
Could I try something?
Aye.
Do you wish to try?
Can I knock?
I think diplomacy's done.
I'm going to encourage you don't.
Can I knock, please?
Well, the rest of us, I suggest we start walking away.
Yeah.
Oof.
Try it myself.
You can knock at the door.
Yeah.
A voice echoes around you of, I told you already, go away.
My bird is, getting sick, please.
Why should I care for your bird? You have killed one of mine.
I didn't mean to. It wasn't me. It was one of the other guys.
Wow, fucking team
That
player.
makes it better, does it? That it was not you.
I tried to befriend the other birds.
Aye, right. So that is why you can break into my house, vandalize it, kill my pets, and I should just, you know, worry about your bird that you have brought with you on this exercise.
Okay, then. I don't know.
Bro.
Good night.
Right.
So we're gonna die out here.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistake. Okay.
Scott, a question. Is it raining mostly like vertically, or is it kind of diagonal due to the wind?
Mixture of diagonal and horizontal with chunks of hail occasionally.
Alright, is it coming from a particular direction?
It is primarily going west to east.
Okay.
West to east.
Oh,
So, could
go
we
to the
place
east side of
ourselves
the
on the
castle?
east? Exactly. And then build a very bootleg shelter there. So that at least we're not in the rain too much.
You can do this.
Okay. Ash says in the chat we should fight the vampire.
I don't want
You
to
fight the vampire. Ash.
I mean, we had an opportunity to kill it earlier, and kind of the whole fact that we went outside kind of throws away our advantage.
I mean, I might be able to scale the walls potentially.
Wait, wasn't the one hallway like broken or like in shambles? Could we go to the castle through there?
Yeah, actually, that's the point. It is actually fucked up at a certain place.
I get the feeling he's gonna be pretty mad if we go back in.
I mean, that's the
Well,
point.
okay.
Like, we're just gonna yeet him and see if we die or not. Well, guys, we failed on our speed run, but you know, you get the general idea of how you're supposed to do this level.
Okay, so we're gonna make our refugee camp.
Oh no.
We'll just cry ourselves to sleep, standard procedure. That's fine.
And cry for Nutella.
Cry for nuts.
Okay. Do we fight or do we sit and like cry? I mean,
I like the idea of just kind of cowering in a corner.
It's slightly less terrible where you are.
Well,
It's not brilliant.
using our powers of engineering, and when it's daytime, we could go work on like a catapult and take him down.
The form people besieged the castle. I like this. Can I scale the walls in the places where it's dilapidated?
You reckon you probably could, but you'd need to use some ropes to basically grapple onto a Merlon and then pull yourself up.
Okay, I don't know if I have rope, that's the question.
I think you guys have rope.
I mean, if we have basic adventuring kit or
It's
whatever.
kind of a basic thing you take with.
Okay, I guess we'll do a vote or something, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent because I'm just a merc. I'll just do whatever because you guys are the clients, essentially.
I mean, I feel like we kind of blew our opportunity to attack if we were going to. So attacking with a disadvantage seems like a bad idea.
Yeah.
I guess we can cry then. We'll just take a fox.
Also, he has 17 more of those statues.
Yeah, that's probably not good. But he doesn't think they can go alive for some reason.
Well, he's probably figured it out by now. And I left him plenty of blood to wake them up with.
Oh shit. Alright, we'll cry then, I guess. We'll dig a foxhole.
Oh.
Make an engineering test.
Or we could be cunts and just wake up all the statues and lure them towards the vamp.
Oh yeah, we could do that actually.
We don't have enough birds for that.
Well, I don't know. When I woke it up, it immediately went straight for me. So I don't know. It might get just mad at the person who wakes it up.
Wait, who's the fastest of us?
Probably the human.
quickest? Oh, then we send the human in.
Okay, the chat universally says we should go kill the vampire, which is pretty cool. And Crispo says we should go do the dwarven thing, go under the castle, be Krieg engineers.
Well, if we're talking about things from like the stream, it's stuff from outside the game itself. I'm gonna mention I've heard Skullig has a tendency of killing people who attack strong NPCs.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, well, either way, we'll need to dig a hole.
Fucking
So we could always we could always dig the foxhole and then turn that into a siege tunnel later on. So we'll just have to dig either way.
Yes.
Okay. How do we do digging, engineering, or whatever?
Do we need to dig, or can we just set up a little camp right here?
Let me consult the skills chart, see what would be most appropriate.
Survival?
I mean, to dig a tunnel as opposed to making a thingy would probably be a thing.
Knowledge engineer is one, I suppose.
Wait, hold on. Do we actually want to dig a hole out in the rain?
Don't know where else we're gonna dig it. So.
I'd say crafting or survival would probably be the most relevant ones, depending on how you wish to dig it.
I guess if we just make an improvised foxhole, something like that, to just kind of sleep in, some coverage from the wind.
Alright.
Okay, metagame time. Does anyone have survival?
No.
I think Penny would probably be the best for this, as she has like nature sense, which gives her a. Yeah, if you want to be metagamey.
So I've got
Then
4
again,
in survival.
Can we just all do a check and then?
Well, that's
just
what I was
kind of
saying.
help
I
each
think the
other
way
out?
it works is one of you makes a roll and the rest assist. I'm not sure if that's how it is in D20.
Yeah, I think it's like the highest one is the one doing the thing, and the others are just performing an aid another.
So do we all just roll survival or whatever?
Roll survival. Where's survival?
On the skills near the bottom. But you didn't set up skills yet, right?
I mean, it would make sense for you to have a survival being a
Oh hell yeah!
That's a pretty good roll, actually.
I guess I'll do the roll.
I too shall help out.
So if you all want to have a go, and then I'll
Oh hell yeah!
try and think of something productive from the combination.
Okay.
Does Holt wish to roll?
Yeah, sorry, I was in the middle of.
Oh hell yeah! Epic fox all time.
Okay, so Dime notices first, which seems the dwarvish nature of two of you, as opposed to her own dwarvish nature beating the fuck out of yours. That there appears to be some kind of old sally port in the wall near where you are standing that could probably fairly easily be opened. However, it may not be very quiet.
Who's the most strength? Then they.
Do we have oil?
It's been bricked up, like backfilled with stone, sort of thing.
Hmm.
It is not a door, as conventionally.
Is there a hole in the wall, maybe? Big enough
There
for
could
my
be.
fake hawk?
Wait.
Could I use improved stone cunning to detect any structural integrities?
I was applying this to your rolls.
Right.
See you
Wait, so
later.
we didn't successfully dig a hole?
I was letting you appraise the situation so you could decide what to do.
And
Does that seem to make more sense?
didn't we
you
determine it's
concluded.
good enough?
There is
Sorry, what?
an old gateway that you could probably dig out. However, it would be time-consuming and potentially noisy.
Why don't we just,
I mean,
Lie
luckily
under our
there's
cloaks
a
here or
very
something.
loud storm going on that should mask the worst of the noise.
We just have to time it right with like lightning and thunder.
Dig whenever we hear lightning.
Yeah, you smack the hammer in time to
Pure
the lightning.
lightning.
That's actually not too bad of an idea.
Again, there's a
If there's
vampire's here.
lightning, then we can like see, because the storm should be like right above us. So if there's lightning, we should like soon after hit the wall. So you could think it was thunder, or it's just us barging in again.
Details.
So you don't try and open up the old gate?
Yes.
I'll step aside.
So after some working at it, you managed to tie this obnoxiously large fucking boundary. Can reduce that? No, excellent. Okay, you get an extra thick door because roll 20's being.
Dummy. Oof.
So takes probably about an hour or so. You managed to drag enough of the blocks out without
Jesus.
causing an avalanche to access in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's
Can I send
horrible,
my
an hour in the
hawk
rain
in
trying to do this. It's just physical labor.
Leads you back into this rather ruinous, what you reckon may have been a kitchen at some point. As you've had lots of time to look at it while you've been working.
Bruh.
At least we have shelter now.
Not really.
Wasn't it the part that had the no roof?
There's no roof on this section.
Doesn't have roof in this corner.
There's basically not a roof on any of it on this section. There's like stubs of like beams and whatever. There's nothing substantial. Could probably get into one of the towers, but you'd be faced with the same issue as before. The
Right.
choice is yours. Because I've always found that the more choice you give players, the less well it goes.
Curse of option.
Hey guys, here's a landing zone. All you need to do now is, you know,
All you need to do
leave.
is parachute in.
All you need to do is leave once you know you've like secured the area. 6 weeks later.
No, it's too cold, bro. I just want to stay.
Bruh.
Can we just like make a house out of the bricks we got out of the wall?
I think that might take a while.
To be a very small house.
We are dwarves, and the other guy can like squat down. We'll be fine.
Okay, what gives what we did?
I'm thinking we're just kind of having to at least do something either confrontational or get a foxhole and crack ourselves to sleep.
I mean, we might as well just, you know, try to survive the night without antagonizing anyone.
I know where I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna sleep in the doorway thingy,
Oh damn.
cause I'd have a roof above me. In a way, and that's the wall.
Oh, this is so bootleg.
Sorry. Just.
Oh.
There we go.
It's funny how we met like basically V, but we're the gypsies in this situation.
Exciting role playing.
Yeah.
Do we dig a hole or do we kill a vampire?
One night's camping has led to so much.
Yeah. I have an idea. Let's just roll the dice on this one.
Oh shit.
No,
I mean,
I would say
the
let's
chat
just
says
not
we should
throw our
kill him,
lives away.
but I don't know.
Yes, but the chat wants us to get killed.
Oh yeah, I know, but it's at least something. I don't know.
What type of food do
It
we
also
have?
would be hilarious if we all died and Nuka's like, what the fuck happened, Scott? Well, they all died. So.
Guys, what food do we have with us?
Sausage
Episode
rolls,
1, also
lots
known
of
as
sausage
finale.
rolls.
Anything that might be interesting for a vampire? That's not a crushed up bird?
Do we have garlic with us? Just put some garlic on the bed.
We're gonna make a circle of garlic. You can't touch us.
Not sure how. Well, maybe. I think torches would be better if we had to fight him, but you know.
So what are you guys thinking?
Well, I've said my piece.
Stay the night. Right, Korak wants to stay the night. What about you?
Oh, I don't care. Whatever, just go with whatever plan.
Alright, and you, Penny?
Well, I just want to sleep.
Okay. We've got 2 for digging a foxhole and just kind of crying ourselves to sleep.
Oh, crying sounds about right.
Right, Stu, since neither of us, both of us are kind of indifferent, I'm gonna roll the dice for this one.
Oh shit.
See if we are at a dead. 1 is stay the night, 2 is fight. Alright, we're digging a foxhole and crying ourselves to sleep.
I'll help.
Let's go, lads.
Oh,
So as you spend the night huddled down in the corner, waiting for the storm to pass, you manage to get some sleep. It's just not, you know, super comfortable.
Yay. Now, let's go away before we get killed.
So yeah, in the morning the storm is still there, but it is not quite so
we'll come back to
exaggerated.
we'll come back to this area when we're higher level and kill the vampire.
Yeah.
Fucking RPG stuff. So,
RPG.
guys, a pro strat here is to just skip the vampire and move on with the
Because it's a level 5 quest and you level 1. So,
We should bring him tea when we return.
Oh god, the saga.
He didn't particularly want the blood.
Exactly, that's why I want to bring him tea and sweets. Let's try and befriend him. I don't want
Why?
to kill. I don't want to kill that dude.
Well, we tried befriending him and it didn't really work. Because we pissed him off.
can't imagine why.
Alright, Skog,
What's he so mad about?
we're crying and sleeping, sort of.
Yes.
Understandable.
Yeah, he said it was an uncomfortable night, and yeah, that's kind of it.
I'm using my bird as a plushie.
Aw.
Hugging it, crying into it.
Aw. So wholesome.
A time to have been alive.
How could this happen to me?
You're gonna try and sleep through the night and then continue on in the morning, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll come back when we're level 5.
Understandable.
The all coward party.
Well, okay, since we're already talking in metagame terms, I've been getting the strong feeling from Skog that he was gonna kill us if I attacked him.
Okay. We will
I'm
never
not
know.
having to quickly make additional pieces of map. Shut up.
So, guys, how did you cry this night?
Oh shit.
I don't know, I was kind of tired from...
Crying?
I just dreamed
Other
of having
things.
oil, so.
So, by the time the morning has come around, the worst of the storm appears to have abated, and if you wish, you can continue along the road, stay here, or do some other thing.
Let's go
Let's
to...
continue.
Let's continue.
Let's continue.
Oh.
We
Anyone
need
who
to
does not
speed
agree
run this
will be
quest.
Yeah.
mad.
Okay, cool. So, after a much more pleasant day's travelling, other than the roads being rather mushy from all the rain, obviously, you find yourself in a. Why is this? Can roll 20 maps being cancerous. You eventually get to a rather well put together town. It's quite a bit further inland. Pass through a few small pieces of woodland and such to get here, and it's rather pleasant. But you are now struck with the problem of, okay, now where do we drop it off? So I will
Did
let you
anyone
deliberate
listen to
this next time, I think. So if you have any final things you'd like to add?
Wait, so we just got there, right?
Yeah.
Do we see
I
any
hadn't-
elves?
Oh, mate, we did
we speed ran the quest.
Speedrunned it!
How? We fucked about for like an hour.
See, this is the advantage of cowardice.
This is the pro gamer
You
strat.
you might not defeat the evil and be the hero of the day. Stay alive.
Okay.
Listen, you gotta understand when you're level 1, you don't take on everything.
I'm gonna check if there's any super chats to read.
Now, to be
first
fair,
of
what
all.
we're doing kind of makes sense in character because we're just a bunch of jobbers with literally no combat experience whatsoever.
Yep.
Well, I mean, now we
a
have
little
some.
bit, yeah. So,
I wonder how much XP that bird was.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I can continue for a bit longer. There just won't be any maps. So, you know.
That's fine. Are there any elves?
Alright.
I can do theater of the mind.
There may be some elvish people, you're not too certain. But some rather sort of short and slightly pointy humans. They're not
Well,
notably elvish.
in that case, as we approach the crowd, I'm gonna yell, "Hey, elf!" to see if any react. Did they react?
A few people look at you quizzically as they would at, like, you know, the crazy homeless people.
So, humans looked at me, or elves?
Humans.
How have we not seen a single elf since? Anyway.
But the thing is, we've never seen an elf before.
What? Yeah, we have. Just not here.
So, what do you wish to do now you're in the town with your large and rather soggy box?
Were you guys given
Time to
details, like who to deliver it to?
To a college, I believe. A college of magic.
Okay, I guess we'll do the Count Dankler thing about, excuse me mate, you know where the College of Magic is? I hear there's a
Yeah.
college somewhere.
You're just gonna like harass a random passerby.
Someone who looks like a bit more important than just a random passerby.
That's it. I will use gather information by talking to the crowds.
Oh, there you go.
Can
Yes.
I do that, sir?
Yeah, you can do a gather information.
Okay, cool.
Also, the Claws of the Eagle campaign is now on. Oof, Sargon cooking us.
No, it
I
started a
think
few
we're
minutes after
cooking
we
him,
did.
to be quite honest with
Yes,
you, man.
with our heroic gameplay. Our speedrunning.
Oh, there-
This is the
There's
pro.
my gather information.
That's pretty good, actually.
You notice a few people who looks vaguely like students.
Oh,
and you kind of
perfect.
follow them for a little while, and they appear to go to a rather grand building set up on three sides of a square, in the centre of which is a large tree.
Soothing fairies.
One of those trees, like that other one.
It does look rather similar, yes. There's
Any
these
elves?
strange, glossy red leaves. No elves that you can see.
I mean, on one hand, this is a nice place. On the other hand,
Can we go through the front door? Is there a guard or what? Okay.
There is a collection of sort of vaguely militaristically dressed people standing near the gate who stop you as you wander in their general direction.
hello? We are here to make a delivery.
Who sent you? What is it that you're delivering?
I was told not to open it.
Well, what is this it that you're talking about? That
The
you're not
chest.
meant to be open?
The chest, this thing right here.
Oh, that is a mighty fine looking chest, I suppose. He nudges his colleague. Go get the captain.
I'm sure deliveries aren't too weird for a college.
Not generally done by someone who looks like they were dragged through the back of a hedge and is carrying a large box.
Yeah, I
Is it
imagine.
because he's tiny?
No, it's because it looks like he spent his entire night in a storm.
What?
I
Oi,
told you
mate, are you
guys we
trying
should
to
go
insult
ahead.
me?
Oh, if I was trying to insult you, I'd call you a short ass.
Bro.
Alright, that's it.
How about you?
Whoa.
Fucking
I'm
oblivion.
gonna back away from those people. Yeah.
At that moment, the captain appears with the other guardsmen, and he goes, "All right, I hear you've got a chest to show me. Let's have a look at it then."
Get your guards under control. This man tried to assault me.
Your chest, jeez.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm not gonna lie there, sir. I don't really care. Let's have a look at this chest.
Well, here's the chest.
All right, he puts it on the little table outside the guard hut and steadies the seal on it. So he goes, "Oh, seal's intact. Wasn't expecting anything like this. I must have." He picks up the crate and disappears of it, kind of saying over his shoulder, "Somebody will be able to talk to you in a few minutes. Don't worry." He just sort
Was
of
it for
leaves you
dwarves?
awkwardly at the gate.
Did he just steal our delivery?
Hmm.
Okay, so after that couple minutes, does anything happen?
After a while, a rather harassed-looking, what you guess to be probably some kind of novice, is sent out to collect you.
Fucking students.
He takes you to a rather dimly lit sort of set of chambers in one of the near the main gate. He asks you to wait outside for a minute while he announces you.
Oofed.
After a moment, he comes back outside and asks what to announce you as.
The grudge-bearing deliverers, or grudge holder, the deliverer.
He takes a moment, kind of rests his thumb and forefinger just in the corner of his eyes, sighs for a second, and goes, "One moment." You hear a rather kind of muffled muttering from inside, and then he opens the door and gestures you into a rather well-furnished but very, very cluttered office, where the chest that you've brought sits on the middle of the in the middle of the room. There is a rather eccentric-looking gentleman sitting behind the desk, who gestures you towards the chairs that are covered in like junk in the room and are very obviously not for sitting on. So, gentlemen, I see you've had a trying time to get here. Do you hope the weather wasn't too bad?
I think you know well how the weather was.
It's not been too bad this part of the world, you know. Bit of wind yesterday, nothing major. But, I gather near the coasting could be a bit more exciting.
So, where's our money?
Straight to the point, I see. All right. Well, you have delivered this for us. I suppose I shall pay the remainder of the agreed upon transaction. I believe the traditional one for these jobs is 5 gold pieces. And he rummages around in his desk and brings out a small handful of small gold coins and places them down a tidy pile in front of him. So, between you.
I believe the agreed upon number was 20.
Well, no one agreed that with me, unfortunately, my fellow, so can't help you there, I'm afraid.
Fucking southern
Everything
fairies.
has to be accounted for, you see.
Really? 5 gold for dealing with a vampire?
A vampire? Don't
Yes,
be
a
silly. This
vampire.
box really contains an artifact, not a vampire.
No. Well, apparently a vampire may not have been interested in it because he tried to get us to stay in his place with it.
You were
He was
me
very
too,
creepy
Jesse.
fellow.
I'm sorry.
living
You'll have to
statues.
run that by me. What has happened?
There's this creepy vampire dude that might want it because he tried to get us to sleep in his castle.
Come again? I think I'm missing something here.
Just be careful. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, have a nice day, gentlemen. I'm sure you'll
Understandable.
find
but I
plenty more work in this town for couriers such as yourselves.
Do you know where any elves are?
Are there any
No.
elves in your college?
There may be some. I do not know the entire student and faculty basis. I have a fairly limited frame of work.
Who would know?
Perhaps the Dean of Administrations? It's not really my place to ask.
Where can I find them?
Probably in his office. I don't... What are
Where's
you
this
getting
office?
at there, young fellow?
Just wish to broaden my horizon.
I want to see what these ears look like.
I'm sure if you ask one of the novices, they can probably help you.
Well, I'm gonna walk out of the room.
Can
What were
I
you starting
buy
to
a
say?
hat for my hawk?
Probably not in the college, but in the town, yes.
Oh, nice.
What kind of hat? Like a falcon hood or like a sombrero?
A fedora.
You can probably do this, but it would have to be a custom item.
Yeah.
Well, I very immediately hand the mercenary his share.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you very much, sir. What do I get?
I guess since there was 4 of us, you'll get like a gold and I'll
And
just
25 silver, yeah.
No, hold on a second. That would make you have 3.5 gold.
Oh, shit.
And actually, I am holding currency to make up the bit. So yeah, I'll give you 2 silver, 5 copper.
Grug insists on it. Actually, yeah. That's good.
So I've got 1 gold and some loose change, basically.
25
2
copper.
25 coppers.
Well, 2 silver, 5 copper.
Silver coins aren't really a thing you found.
Oh,
Wait, now hold on. You said that I have some regular of those, and
Yeah, you have some from your where you were, but your currency and the local currency are not the same kind of size, so you're, shall we say, dwarvishly careful with your currency. Make sure to use the smaller local currency rather than your larger, more substantial, proper
Yes.
currency.
So equal sharing of the profits.
look, you want to keep your mercenaries happy.
oh
You pay
shit,
them fairly, they fight for you fairly.
bro.
Grug strongly objects by virtue of him being an avaricious bastard.
Oof.
Listen, I'm sure sometime it'll pay off having him actually hit something and hurt it.
And not break the bow after the second shot.
I'm gonna make a note of this.
So, he needs a replacement for that bow anyway.
Well, I just need to replace the string,
String.
that's all it is. So just restring it. I probably
You
have a
have-
couple on
You
me.
would have
so-
spare bowstrings. It's
Yeah,
just
because it just
temporary
happens.
inconvenience. It's the equivalent of a fumble, but for a bow.
Yeah.
So
Because
I
replacing
believe
the
you were
whole...
out looking for what was it?
They were looking for the dean or something, I think.
Yes, you wanted the dean of admissions, didn't you?
Go straight to
after
the governor.
harassing several of the sort of novices in the place, you eventually find you're directed to a rather worn-looking office in the bigger, slightly more opulent part of the college.
Okay. I go in.
All right. There is a rather short, tired-looking man behind the desk who just, without even looking up, goes, "New admissions?"
Do you have any elves around here?
Why do you ask?
Why do you try to hide this information?
Have you got something to hide from us?
Have you heard of the High Elves?
So, you're wanting to know if we have any elves at this college?
Yes.
For why?
So I can meet an elf.
We wish to broaden our horizons.
All right. Well, hello, I suppose.
You're an elf?
Yeah. It's so unusual.
Run.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, how tough does this elf look?
Assassinate the dean in broad daylight in his office.
He looks like a tired old person.
An old man now.
Okay. I'm just gonna go up and use a bit of an unarmed attack, assuming no one can see it. Can anyone see it if I were to do so?
What are you doing, sorry?
Well, okay, is there anyone around that would see if I were to go and unarmed attack him?
The door is shut. You are in a room with just him and yourselves.
Okay, I'm gonna go hit him.
Okay. Roll to attack then.
Race war. Oh shit. I think that's a miss. I mean, even if he's not
You
wearing
take
armor.
a clumsy swing at him, but he just sort of leans back slightly and looks quizzically at you before violently ringing a bell behind his desk.
Weird flex, but okay.
Oh, he's trying to get us killed!
Oh,
I draw my sword.
Okay. You have drawn your sword. Now,
Now, you listen to me here, Knife Ear. And I know you can hear me. You ring that bell again. Look, I'm just saying,
is
you
that
might want to.
do you like
But
me to ring
anyway-
it again? I don't understand.
Is there a specific? I'm not sure the rules for that. I'm trying to figure out how this would work in the rules. I'm just. You know what? Here's this. How about I leave you alone if you tell me where I can find the other elves?
I mean that we're elves. We're not difficult to see.
I'm not buying this. I've looked everywhere and there's no elves until I met you.
I mean, we're not too common in this part of the world, but we're around. I mean, dwarves aren't very common, and you appear to, be here. And after a few moments, some
I put my sword
slightly more
away.
heavily armed guardsmen here in the doorway behind you and inquire what the issue is.
Well, my friend was just telling me about some issues and the magic of the beautiful music bells can make. I diplomatically say to him,
Yeah, you can get out. Off you go. Kind of gesture you towards the door.
"Alright, off we go, lads."
Oh shit.
It's writing something down. So.
Well, we left the college, I assume.
Yes, you've been escorted back into the main square. So I believe Penny was looking for a suitable hat for her falcon.
Oofed. Penny is in the mute.
She is muted.
Well, cousin, looks like the elves wronged us once more.
Yeah, I can end this whenever, by the way. Just, like, let me know. Because I'm not too sure.
I think that'll probably do for the day. Is there anything...
I don't think so. We'll come back, people, and, kill that vampire when we're higher level. It's all good. Maybe kill the Dean too when we're higher level,
Hopefully we can be back this time next week. So it'll be 7-ish GMT on Wednesday the 22nd. Yeah, hope
Sounds
you
about
enjoyed
right.
watching. Today was a bit of a uneven mess due to people not quite having their characters finished and or being very late additions to the game. But it's fine. It worked. Things happened. I will try and have more prepared for next time because the players never quite do what you expect. Have a nice day, everyone.
Bye bye.